Hello and welcome back to another DoneDeal car review. I'm David OC and today we're going to be reviewing the Hyundai Kona. Now Hyundai as a brand has really interested me over the last few years. They've just gained and gained more and more market share. In fact, Hyundai is one of the biggest motoring manufacturing companies in the world. I believe fourth to be correct. And also on top of that, they actually own the world's biggest car factory. So Hyundai are not messing around, and I'm here to find out how Hyundai are so popular. So this particular one, the Kona, now this is one of the executive versions. So it comes in comfort, executive, premium, and basically there's all sorts of specs, all sorts of engines, all sorts of drivetrains available. Starting prices are around 23,000 euros. We'll talk about financing later, but you can actually spend all the way up to about 36,000 euros, which honestly, there's no need. This particular one, the executive, comes in somewhere around 26,000. To be honest, that's the one to go for. It's got a 1 litre turbocharged engine, 6-speed gearbox, and it is absolutely perfect. Starting with the boot, it's basic and it's practical, and that is probably one of my favorite things about this. So if you look at it here, nice open space, no load lip. You've got plenty of tethering points here so you can tie stuff down, shopping hooks, more tethering points. You've got a little compartment in here to store things. Under here, you have kind of this separation tray where you can, basically I found a really good use for it. If you put your laptop in there, when you park in a car park at night, no one's gonna see it, it's safe, it's secure. What's more is underneath there, we have a space saver wheel. Massive fan of that. Now this is 361 litres. It's a lot. It's enough for 2 suitcases. Bearing in mind it's not massive, but if you're to compare it to something like the Kia Stonic, I'm not having very much luck here. It's actually got a little bit more space than the Stonic. But yeah, you can see roughly there's plenty of space. And what's more is, if you take the suitcases out, you can actually increase the boot space to over 1100 by just folding down these 2 rear seats, just like that. Probably should have taken the parcel tray down, but as you can see, massive space, flat as you like. You can nearly put a mattress down there or any other kind of things that you need to do. In the back, you've got a nice wide opening, which is great for putting car seats in. However, what's not great for putting car seats in is that the ISOFIX points are all the way under there and are not easy to get at. Now, in terms of space, the front seats are in their normal positions. I'm about 5'10". I have plenty of headroom. It is a little bit tight, but being honest, that's more than enough. I've got loads of knee room. Then you've got all sorts of little handy things like this to put your phone into. You do have a small cup holder there for your drink, but being honest, if you've got like a 2 litre bowl, it's not going to fit. As far as everything else, you've got a light here which turns on when you open the door, or you can turn it on manually, and that's basically it. Nothing more to it. In the front, now being completely honest, I can criticize it a bit as it is just a bit bland. You've got kind of these scratchy materials here and here. It's just a bit boring. There's no life, there's no color to it. Now on the top 2 specs you can get some colored stitching and a few different things, but generally it's quite boring. But in saying that, this is an affordable car. It's not a premium vehicle. You shouldn't expect many bells and whistles, and actually you get a lot of bang for your buck in here. So first of all, let's talk about this display. Now this is the upgraded 7-inch from the 5-inch. It's fully touchscreen, it works quite well. Tiny bit of lag, but again, can you really complain when you're not paying all that much? Not really. It's got sat nav, it's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. That is an extra on this car. So in the premium and executive you do get it, but it is an extra worth noting. Other than that, plenty of storage down here for your drinks, 2 cup holders here. You've got 2 USB sockets down here. Now we'll talk a bit more about that in a while, and you've also got a 12-volt socket. In terms of other kind of luxuries, you have heated seats, both in the passenger and the driver's seat, and that's basically it. I think as standard, digital radio comes, cruise control comes, you've got accident avoidance. One thing that we are going to touch on in a little bit is the lane assist, because the lane assist in this car is phenomenal. To drive. Now, you've got a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine, it's turbocharged, it's got 118 brake horsepower going straight to the front wheels. Being completely honest, it is adequate. That's the word I'd use. It's not fast, but it's not slow. It's got a little bit of poke, and it's kind of fun to drive. What's more is it's only 270 euros a year to tax. That is quite affordable. Something else that is affordable is going to be your miles per gallon or your litres per 100 kilometers. So Hyundai say about 5.7 or 5.8 litres will get you 100 kilometers. In today's fuel prices, that's going to cost you roughly €7.20 if my mathematics is good. And that's going to be, so €7.20 to go 100 kilometers is pretty decent in a petrol car. What's more is this is realistically the average person buying this is probably more of a run around town, so you're probably not so concerned about that. If you are looking to do high mileage, I'd advise getting a diesel car. But all in all, this car is nice. The steering's light, the gearbox is smooth, the brakes are extremely responsive. It feels light. It definitely has some stiffer suspension than it probably needs. It kind of has a sporty feel to it, which in a kind of SUV-esque car, it probably doesn't need. But all in all, it's quite a nice driving machine. Things in the Kona are looking good. However, there's no harm in a little bit of constructive criticism. So, first on my 3 least favorite things about the Hyundai Kona is this. When you fall down the rear seat, the seatbelt gets stuck here and you have to unhook it there to move it out of the way. Now, this isn't really an actual real problem. However, the Stonic and the Capture offer a little hook here to move it out of your way, and I just think that is a nice little touch. Number 2 is for rear passengers who are adults in the back. As previously mentioned, I'm only 5'10", but I don't have very much headroom and have quite the little lump here on the floor, so not the most spacious in the back. And number 3, despite being quite practical, having storage in here, place to put your sunglasses up there, they have done something strange. Now, as I previously mentioned, there's 2 USB points here. The one on the left, although marked purely for charging, doesn't work Apple CarPlay. And it's not a big deal, but it's just kind of annoying to make sure your phone's in the right one. It's a bit of a fiasco that doesn't really need to be there. Don't worry, it's not all bad for the Kona. Here are 3 of my favorite things. Number 1, now, I have been fortunate enough to drive a lot of different cars recently, most of which have lane assist, but I can tell you for certain, none has lane assist that is as good as the Hyundai Kona. You click this little button here, and I'm going to show you it's taking a right-hand corner. Now, you will have to put your hands back on the steering wheel after about 10 seconds, but it's fully taking the bend. Absolutely no worries. Incredible. Number 2 is that the windows open wide open, which is glorious. And not only that, but all models come with tinted windows. And number 3 is that this executive model comes with upgraded parking sensors and this rear view camera, which is actually pretty good quality. I want to share with you guys 2 fun facts about Hyundai as a brand. So number 1 is the logo itself. Most people think that it is a H in italic form. However, it actually symbolizes a salesman shaking the hand of a happy and satisfied customer. Number 2 on the fun facts list is the word Hyundai, the name. What does it actually mean? Lucky for you guys, I have actually traveled to Korea twice and I speak fluent Korean, and I definitely have not Googled this. Hyundai means modernity, which is basically the future as such. The way I perceive that word is where we're going in the automotive industry, and that's Hyundai's thing. And it kind of ties in well to the Kona, as the elephant in the room in this review is that this is the 1 litre petrol, but the one everyone's talking about is the all-new electric Hyundai Kona, which is Ireland's leading sales car of 2019 in terms of electric vehicles. And that's so true, and that car is amazing. However, you can't forget about this poor soul, this 1 litre petrol. It's a great car. Anyway guys, that is it for today's review. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative, helpful, and it's going to get you into your next car, because at the end of the day, that is our goal. I also want to say a massive thank you for the recent kind of uplift in engagement and kind of people helping out other people with cars and getting involved in the comments. We appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, and it's nice to have. For now, that is it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button and make sure to come back for more reviews in the near future.